Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Charade Maniacs. Continuing our Everybody is Sus run. Anyway, so, obviously common route still. Haven't done much of anything aside from being kidnapped. And meeting all of our other characters, and trying very hard to remember voices, and so many characters, so many voices. Anyway, there weren't any clocks in the building, but there was no doubt it was late at night. Are you gonna scream the whole time you're sitting here, jackass? My bird is with me because he was shrieking at me. And now he's shrieking because you're... Listen, do you want to go back downstairs and play with Tiny Bird? Are you going to simmer down? You can't be up here screaming to him, and you also can't be downstairs screaming at me. I'm up here, little bird's downstairs. You got to be in one place. We're not going to be in the same place right now. Are you going to simmer the fuck down, or do I have to take you and chuck you over the stairs? It's okay, that's how bird owners do things. You'd gently set your dog down, you let your cat leap, and you take your bird and you chuck him. Like, are you gonna... Anyway. There weren't any clocks in the building, but there was no doubt it was late at night. As each of the programs ended, the TV became useless. It was completely dark outside the window, and there was an eerie silence to things. As more time passes, I thought that the situation might change. But there's no change at all. The two who went out still haven't been back. Well, this many people got kidnapped at once. I'm sure the police would be on the move. Our bangles were taken away and were placed somewhere without a connection, so it'll take time for them to find us. That's true. Without realizing it, I was being gloomy. Because of that, Tomose looked over at me with a worried expression. Are you tired? Maybe a little bit. It can't be helped in this situation. There are beds in the upstairs rooms. How about you go get some sleep? I think I will. Our actions will be more effective when it's bright out. Yeah, rest is important. I made good progress in the game, so I'm taking a break. I'll be right there. Those two might be back soon. A little late, too. I'll be on the lookout so you can go to sleep. I'll wake you up if something happens. Yeah, thanks. I'll go to bed then. Okay, are we gonna get into the crux of things when we go? Bird, would you simmer the fuck down? Oh. I went out to the hallway and found Chigasaki. He left the living room saying he wanted to look around the lodging. Chigasaki, yeah. Oh, everyone was talking about going to the rooms with the beds to get some rest. Oh, that should be good. I'm sure you're tired. Go ahead and get some rest. I feel so pitiful for being so tired despite not doing anything. I smiled wryly, and Chigasaki frowned a bit worriedly. Do you feel uneasy? You look pale. Huh? Really? I thought I was being normal. I'm sorry. There's nothing to apologize for. Considering the situation, it can't be helped. I feel like you're sus because you seem very sweet. Also, what is the deal with your sweater? Like, you have an off-the-shoulder sweater with, like, a button-up shirt underneath it? It's so bonkers, but I'm kind of here for it. Like, it's fashion, sweetie. Like, I mean, the sweater looks really cozy and fun, but it's really strange. I have a little off-the-shoulder number sweater and then put a button up underneath it, but, like, it's a moment. I could see it. But, like, you're being nice, so, like, are you sus? Oh, God. Picking the group we go is going to be interesting. It may be difficult for me to say this, but you have to rest up so you can move in case there's an emergency. Don't push yourself too hard and think of yourself first and foremost. Thank you. Oh, don't forget to use the bangle after entering your room to lock the door. I'm sure you know this, but just in case. After saying that, Chigasaki turned to the living room. Really? You're gonna pull that all men are wolves thing? But I mean, like, that was actually a nice thing. You know, you could lock the door. That might be a smart idea. Probably a smart idea, yeah. He's kind, and we only met today. Therefore, he's suspicious. Are you still there? You want me to walk you to your room? You were watching? I'm fine, so don't worry about me. I said I was fine and turned Tomose away, but I felt guilty as he watched me leave. I bid farewell to Tomose and went upstairs to claim the individual room at the end of the hallway as my bedroom. I was gonna say it's the one with the pillows, right? Because we went into another room later and it didn't have the pillows. So I was like, the one with the pillows is probably our room. This room is clean. That was the first thing that came to mind. All the necessary furniture was there, and it looked clean overall. I know I might be too careless. Suddenly felt sleepy when I saw the bed before me. Turned out that I was more tired than I thought. Oh, right, I better lock the door. Yes? Who's there? I heard a knock and opened the door to find the same machine that was also in the living room. It wasn't there earlier, so someone left it here? I picked it up and looked at it. The light on the front blinked while it talked. Cast member identified. Individual requests are to be accepted. Yeah, we gotta do something sort of cutesy for the little robot thing, right? Huh? What's going on? This unit is the personal bouncer. It'll follow you automatically. Bouncer, the spherical robot is also known as the Watcher. It's the cast's caretaker. I let go and it floated like a balloon. Something about it was cute and it reminded me of Kyo. I don't really understand, but is this mine? Well, come into my room then. I went back to my room and it followed me. So what are you? Do you have a name? We do not have individual identifiers. Our general names are Watcher or Bouncer. Bouncer? That name's a little weird. I'll just call you Watcher. I will make another announcement. Watcher spun around once and declared that in a robotic voice. The first 2 days are the preview period, so wish for anything you like. I will grant you anything. That's the second time you've said that. The Bangle handles individual room management and communications. However, it cannot take requests, so please pass any requests to Bouncer. Communications? I can communicate using the bangle? Cast members can communicate with each other while wearing the bangle. Cast? Are you talking about everyone else? Can I call everyone? There are a total of 10 cast members you can communicate with. 10? So you're referring to everyone here? I opened the communication screen and saw the names that I heard earlier. If I start a call, I'm sure I can contact them. Look at that. There's only 9 there, because we're the 10th one, but you know what I mean. The functions on the bangle looked similar to what I'm used to. I breathed a sigh of relief as I started using the controls. There were air conditioning, light, and door lock functions. I had access to music, videos, and streams. There were many other functions, too. While I was going through it, I found a directory with lots of data saved. Past streams? What's this? There were lots of video files. I tried playing one without thinking too much about it, and a video of lots of static noise started. I see silhouettes. 1, 2, 3. I can only tell there are 9 of them. Static noise goes away, I might be able to make out the faces. An error message popped up and playback of the video stopped. There's 9 of them and us, and it's all of us, and we just don't remember that we keep repeating this. It's Groundhog's Day. Ugh, I'll do it when I wake up. I closed the directory and then locked the door before lying in bed. Oh, Watcher, if there's nothing else, can you shut off? It's unnerving to see you just floating there. Request accepted! Request, huh? I snickered a bit and Watcher landed on the side table. It really reminds me of Kyo. I wonder if I wished for Watcher to make Kyo come back to life. Will it actually come true? That's it! There's the rumor! The one where any wish will be granted. The Otherworld stream. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that's it. They say that if you appear on the stream, your wish is granted. Huh. If only they'd chosen me for the Otherworld stream, I'd have my wish granted, and look what happened. Careful what you literally wish for. And that stuff they stream is just drama. How can that grant your wish? And plus, it's just an urban legend. I've never actually seen the stream. Then how do you know it's just drama? Sus as fuck! I'm just kidding, you're still always going to be the least sus character to me. Maybe, but wouldn't you want to give it a try if it were all it took to have your dream come true? Well, say you were in the drama club, so you'd be good at it. I don't want any part of it. Any wish that can be granted by something so cheap isn't much of a wish, unless he really is the mastermind. but you can go down his route because it doesn't spoil anything. I kind of assumed characters 7, 8, and 9, like the last three, the unlockable ones, had more plot points and it wasn't just like that they were the most suspicious and maybe all somehow involved, but like I figured the last character was probably the mastermind, right? But what if that last character, but they're not the mastermind, and it's like then you find out it was Tomose all along. I feel like that would kind of like cheapen his route a little. You're like, huh, but you never find. I mean, okay, well, no, that could work out if you think about it. So like you go down his route and it's just normal, and you're like, wow, we never did find out who the mastermind was. And you're like, okay, it's probably not Tomose. And then you like go down the last character and you're like, they're the mastermind, but it turns out it was Tomose all along. And you just never found out when you theoretically went down his route because, you know, he got what he wanted, which was you. Are we gonna have to kill him? Because otherwise his wish might be to marry us, and it's like, then that's gonna ruin our romance with our other boyfriends. Huh. Because it never said just because plot heavy, characters, is what I'm assuming that the last three, the plot or the whatever, spoiler maybe, I don't know. But because you're not going to find out who the mastermind is in like the first couple of routes because that would ruin everything. It'd be pointless. Well, not necessarily. We did play a game where you kind of knew right off the bat who the full character was, but there was so much more to unravel. But like, you know, if they told you, oh, it's character X, and then you could unlock that one right away, you would, and then it would kind of ruin things. So like, anyway. Yeah, wishes wouldn't be granted so easily. Wouldn't be so easy. My brain was overwhelmed with fatigue. I just let the tiredness take over and I fell into a deep sleep. I woke up. My body still felt tired, but I sat up because I woke up from tension. I think I heard something. It was like shouting from downstairs. Said! I should go to the living room. Everyone was already gathered there. Everyone else who was sleeping was also worried about the shouting. You were sleeping soundly and you just want the information? How shameless can you be? I know what you're trying to say, but there's no reason to go out at night. I just prioritize safety. But still. Both of you, let's not fight here. Ivana, calm yourself down. Shouting won't help. Says the character that shouts, because that's literally his personality. That's the voice I do. Akase looked around at everyone while trying to calm down Ivana. Yeah, he's like so angry and angsty. It's so suspicious, but I love it. Yeah, I'll share what I've seen myself, but there's no good news to talk about. Which means you didn't meet any other people besides us. Correct. There was no method of communication either. Town looked fake as far as I can see. And after walking past a certain point, the bangle gave off this warning alarm. A warning alarm? It said that I shouldn't leave the designated area. I considered ignoring it, but I returned for now. Akaze's report caused all of us to become quiet. We were in a place secluded from the network, and the deserted town around us looked fake. Where in Japan is this town? It's not. It's its own private island. On the moon. And there was that suspicious alarm. It limited our range of movement. So what was the point of doing that? Well, I think you would know. I was like, remember there's like the base on the moon that got destroyed when the Morpheus project also got destroyed, but maybe we're on the base on the moon. But then we wouldn't look up and see two moons. We would see Morpheus, the second moon, and we would see Earth, and we would know the difference, and we'd be like, that looks like Earth! Because I'm pretty sure when you're on the moon, Earth looks like Earth, not a moon. You know what I'm saying? So there goes that theory. We realized again what a strange situation we were in, and I was frightened. Fake, huh? Well then, that's not fake too. As I was standing by the window as he pointed outside, I was wondering when the second moon was going to come up. Because they mentioned it. They talked about the Morpheus Project. And then, like, right when we knocked ourselves out, we said something about. We knocked ourselves out. Well, we got knocked out. We said something about a second moon or something, right? We walked up to the big window. Couldn't tell before, but as we looked out, we realized something. Oh, we're going to see a picture? Yep, there it is. There are 2 moons? Huh? Everyone there approached the window. See, so this is either like why it's in the past or the future, because like, remember the Morpheus Project? We specifically mentioned that. That like, and then it got destroyed, but then there is like, oh, but we're rebuilding it. So are we in the future and this is Morpheus 2.0, or are we in the past? But if we're in the past, how did Ryuichi get the jacket that he wanted that was a 2148 model or whatever when he said that? So it was like relatively like current. So if we were in the past, how did the robot make something that didn't exist yet happen? Unless they have all of the information from the future. But I mean, if they could go to the future and suck us into the past, then they'd have access to all current information probably. So valid. I would still lean in that case it's more the future, but it could be either because either one still works. I'm just saying, there's some wibbly wobbly, timey wimey shit going on here. And they all looked up. So everyone approached the window. And they all looked up to see the second moon. Stars in the sky were pretty. Why are there 2 moons? Sure, it's not some light from a helicopter. And if that's what you see, you should see an eye doctor. What a surprise. There really are 2 moons. I didn't notice at all. You seem a little calm about this, sus. So a fake world with 2 moons. Yeah, this is all one big fantasy. A fantasy? I don't think you can conclude that yet. The young kids these days don't know. Back in the day, there was a time when we had 2 moons. Okay, Grandpa. What the like? Why are you talking like you're 80 and you remember this? That's sus as fuck. Oh, but okay, you should know this. Like, even though you're in high school, like that would be like a common thing. It's like not knowing that man ever went to the moon. You're like, what? Someone landed on the moon? No way. Like that's like I mean, I get there's a lot of different history from different countries and things like that, but there's some history that just is like world changing. That like everyone usually knows. You know what I mean? It's like growing up and not knowing there were world wars. What? There have been wars? No way. You know what I mean? Like I might not know about like the ancient history and like you don't know about certain, but you know about World War One and World War Two. You know they existed and they happened. You know what I mean? So like this happened 30 years before. It's not like again like them going, "Oh yeah, back in the 1940s." And they're like, "It's 2148. What the shit?" 200 years like it's you know what I mean? Like it was 30 years ago that the moon, well, the second moon got destroyed or whatever. So you might not have been around at the time, but you would still know about that. You know about things that happened 30 years ago, even if you didn't experience them. You know what I mean? That's not the distant past. Fucking feels like it, but you know what I mean? Like, so him not knowing at all, that seems a little fucking weird. Young kids. Yoshi, how old are you? I'm 24. You're only a year from me. I remembered something when Iochi said that. It was what our teacher said at the closing ceremony. But again, this is history. You would know about this, especially like if they were building and like doing the project again. Like, why are they acting like nobody knows this is some secret history? You know what I mean? Like, this was like so bizarre that they're acting like everyone's like, what? Yeah. So, like, anyway. July 20th, 2008, 129 years later, mankind descended upon the moon once more and began the long-awaited Morpheus Project. Due to its moon-like appearance, Morpheus is called the second moon. You mean the Morpheus Project? As Zany here knows, you're correct. When the Morpheus Project was in motion, the moon had a twin. The satellite Morpheus floated near the moon and looked like a second moon altogether. I've heard of it before, but that's in the past, isn't it? Correct. Morpheus was destroyed in an accident, and the two moons returned to just one. And that happened in the year 2118. 2118? That's 30 years ago. But again, it's like not fucking the 90s. But it's like not fucking knowing that the millennium happened. Like, what? So, you know what I mean? Seriously? Like, this is not like, oh, this happened in the year 2008. Where you're like, oh, okay, that was a long ass time ago. Like, so it's very bizarre that they're acting like half of them have no clue what happened 30 years ago. Like, you are not. Listen. Teenagers are not that fucking stupid. I mean, okay, this goes back to what I said. We're all pretty dumb when we're in high school, but, like, nobody's that dumb. No, wait. So were we in the past? I wouldn't go that far. You mentioned something earlier, didn't you? About it being fake. Well, then the scale's huge. Whether it be with this town or the sky. Yeah, but for what? Everyone went quiet. How many times have we gone silent again? We're in the past or the future, remember? They were going to build another one. Nobody's brought that up. I feel like that's a point. Everyone talked about how we're in a strange place. We had no idea where we were. I didn't know how uneasy I'd feel just not knowing where I am. I felt like a lost child. I felt so uneasy and lonely. I couldn't find the answer no matter how much I thought. But then I heard a sigh that was filled with anger and tension. Ivana? This is bull. It was Ivana that broke the silence. Of course it is. He's so angsty and angry. I love it. He grabbed the watcher in the living room with his left arm and screamed. Huh. Was it just my mistake thinking that he was defending his left hand? See, I was just gonna, I'm like, when he said left arm, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then so she brings it back up, okay. It was unusually calm while Ivana took out his anger on the machine. Don't make us do this nonsense and show yourself, you kidnapper. Sure you've been watching the whole time. Correct. Kidnapping is a crime. That can't be allowed no matter the reason. Yeah, if this is some prank TV show, we've had enough. If it's just some trick, it's too malicious. Maybe it's time to just call it quits. Can I assume you're fine to end the preview period? Of course. End this all and let us go home. We heard the mysterious, calm voice coming from Watcher. Something about it felt different until now. Something about it. In that case. In that moment, I felt fear. And the world was shrouded in darkness. We were back. But something was different. Because besides the screen in front of me, I saw 9 other screens shining. Are we in a virtual fucking reality space? The screen in front of me showed that mysterious man. The other screens had rows of numbers that seemed to be an unknown pattern. A total of 10 people, including me. I wonder if, like, we're, like... Because remember... that classroom kid, like, student A or whatever, that male student was like, oh, why don't you just use VR, because you can go anywhere and eat all this food and whatever. So I'm wondering if this is all fucking virtual reality. You know what I mean? Like, we're like, oh, the town's fake, everything, because... And if you think about it, like, in virtual reality, or even in any game you're playing, there's always a bound, an edge to the world. You can run around and go anything, but there's a certain point where you're like, oh, I can't go past that. The world doesn't exist past that. And if you're in virtual reality, it would be like that wording, don't go past, because you can't go past. You know what I mean? So if you tried, you'd just end up maybe ending up back here and like, oh, wait, fuck. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. And we're in the future, so like this time period is the future. So, and if virtual reality exists like that, it's not far-fetched to think this whole entire thing is fucking virtual reality. Crazy. Interesting. Okay, all right. This concludes the preview period. I'm sure you'll agree that this world is a wonderful place. Wonderful? What is he saying? Now then, I've called all of you here to this world for a specific purpose. I'm sure you've heard of this before, the Otherworld stream, and you'll be the cast of this stream. Cast of the Otherworld stream? I felt a cold sweat. I was talking to Tomose this morning about it. That I wanted to be called into the Otherworld stream. I did say that for certain. Maybe because I said that? For our stream, a drama will be shown. Romance, school stories, mystery, suspense. Unfortunately, in this other world, there is no cast. And what a problem that is. There are so many viewers in front of the screen just waiting for more. The 9 displays in front of me showed the other 9 people from earlier. Everyone seemed dumbfounded while they listened to the overly dramatic voice continuing the explanation. And that is why, despite not being residents of this world, you have been brought here. You've been invited as guests. Naturally, we'll not force this on our cast without providing something in return. Once you've completed the drama, and if it's received high enough remarks, we'll fulfill your request. There aren't supposed to be any residents. What I was reminded of was the game requested by Gyobu and the one-off jacket requested by Futami. The man must be saying that any reward can be provided. But is it real? Because it can happen in a virtual reality space, but that doesn't mean it's real. It doesn't have to be a thing. You can desire money. You can desire fame. Most things can be prepared for you. Huh? Is that really possible? This dream that cannot be granted under normal circumstances can be achieved. So work hard. It'll bring us enjoyment. But what if he says that wishes can be granted? It's so sudden. As if he saw through my dissatisfaction, he continued. However, you must all have your own lives. You'll want to return home after fulfilling your purpose. That's a perfectly normal response. Not to worry, once you've obtained enough good ratings from the viewers, I'll also accept requests to return to your world. We have plenty of interesting scripts for the enjoyment of the viewers, so play your role to the best of your abilities. Doing so will gain good ratings from viewers, and as a result, get you back to your world. Do I have your understanding? This is a matter of give and take between us. What? I was at a loss for words. They brought us here all of a sudden and now say it's supposed to be mutual? I couldn't agree to it. They wanted me to act in a drama. They wanted me to entertain viewers. If they enjoyed it, we could go home. That's so selfish. And you keep mentioning that this is the other world, but where are we anyway? Even if you didn't understand from that explanation, you'll find out eventually. Answer my question! Oh, before we enter the stream, I haven't introduced myself yet. I am this stream's director. Director? The on-site director is tasked with making the Otherworld stream exciting. Because the director wears a mask, no expressions can be seen, and a lot of their movement is exaggerated, which is why I find them fun. Imagine me as the on-site director who'll do many things for the enjoyment of the viewers. Call me director. Oh, and the top person in charge for this stream is the producer, who did all of the program planning. And there is no precedent here. I wonder if the producer and the director, like the 3 locked characters, if one of them is the producer and one's the director, if there's multiple people involved. Producer, the person in charge of the Otherworld stream. In the context of the Otherworld stream, the producer wields all of the power. I do not have the same privileges as the producer, so there are some things I cannot answer. Thank you for your understanding. I don't get this. You're saying a lot of things, but everything is to your own benefit. Oh, that's Kyoya. Sorry. I didn't realize because they don't show his thing. That's me saying I don't get this. You're saying a lot of things, but everything's to your own benefit. You're trying to stream some drama, but you kidnapped everyone here. You think they can be allowed? I kind of wish when the other character's talking and they're not on the screen that it was their little sprite in the corner and not ours. It may be difficult for you to take in all at once, but try it out. Farewell. The director waved while ignoring Akase. The very first episode of the stream will soon begin. We heard an alarm noise and our bangle automatically put out a holographic screen. There were 3 parts there. Stream status. Drama starts in 3 minutes. Stream content. Find true love. Episode 9. Genre romance drama. I mean, that's what we're here for, so. Episode 9. Cast. Rui. Spacey Sena. Minato. Tomosi Banjo. Huh? That's my name! The applicable cast members can now read the script in the drama. Check your lines and directions here. Also, your display won't show up on the camera, so do not worry. Another window pops up to the side, and more words show there. 2 are friends. After school in the classroom, Minato tells Rui his feelings and declares his love. Kiss scene. I mean, that's basically what fucking happened in real life. And now let's head to the stage. Wait, kiss scene? When I realized it, I was in a classroom. This classroom looked familiar. Yeah, we are totally in some kind of virtual reality space. This is fucking weird. The sun was up outside, despite how it was nighttime just a moment earlier. If this was all a dream, if someone told me this was all a lie, I probably would believe it. But Mose's serious expression told me that this was no dream. Sorry, it's all my fault. What is? I talked about wanting to be called for the Otherworld stream that morning. Because you were there, you were kidnapped too. It's idiotic. You think someone was listening to our conversation? I don't know about that, but... Don't worry about it. We have to take care of what's before us first. Practice makes perfect! Courage will solve everything! Episode 9 of the drama will start with this declaration of love. The person whose name shows up on the bangle will be the current stream's cast, meaning you will enter as an actor. I hope you'll check the script on display and play your role. And this is more of a preview, so it's a little short. The stream will begin soon. It's live, so please continue acting until the stream ends. Ready for the countdown? Suddenly, the display that shows the script starts to have numbers and a countdown. Wait! Are you ready? 2, 1. Oh, fuck. I wonder if we're gonna... Oh my god, look, there's a little live thing and everything. Is it already starting? Oh my god, and everything changes, the colors on the, like... on the thing. Words I can't think of. Oh my god, that's so cool. I wonder if this is where we're gonna start having choices. I was panicking, and Tomose pulled me close and covered my mouth. Be quiet. You don't have to talk. Please don't talk. And just listen to me. Thing is, this is easy for him because he gets to express the feelings that he was trying to tell us earlier and pretend it's acting. He signaled at me with his eyes while maintaining his usual calm expression. His seriousness told me all I needed to know. Just follow what they say for now. Do I have to act out the role? Since we didn't know what was happening, it was probably better to do what we were told, no matter what strange things happened. At least that's what I thought, but... You always pretend not to notice, but I was always looking at you. But it was different for you. You were always looking at someone else, and that made me feel so mortified. I wanted to hold you close. I wanted you so much it made me crazy. I don't think this is in the script. His serious face came closer to mine. When I realized it, Tomose's hand was around my waist, and he pulled me closer. You're too close. I look away and then notice the display. I could tell that Tomose was following the script with the lines he said. Oh, okay. I just figured he was ad-libbing a little. No, that was so surprising. I thought he was being serious. Tomose is in the drama club, so he has experience. I love you. I love you more than anyone else. The thing is I don't think it's hard for him to act this because he was almost going to tell us this. But now he's like, I have to act, but I can also tell you my feelings, but I got to read the script. So it's like, so don't look away. Look only at me. I look at the script, and the last part was improvised. I don't know his intentions here. At the end of that line, the direction tells us to kiss. Can't do that! Because I was staring at the display, Tomose rests his hand on my cheek and catches me. No, wait. You're not really doing it, are you? I'm serious. Oh! We got our first kiss CG of the game! It's lovely, guys. I know it's like supposed to be fake, but I don't think he's faking it. He really wants to kiss us. Look at that. How adorable! He pulls me in with a lot of strength, and our lips touch. Dulce's movements had no hesitation, and my mouth was covered up in an instant. I didn't have time to run away. This was an act. Just an act. Just an act. The only reason why Tomose was there could be my fault. It was my fault, so... But even if it was just an act, how was this my first kiss? Kind of sweet. Like... So, I feel like he's the least sus out of everybody, obviously. But then again, he could be the most sus. But I feel like if he's not one of the locked characters, then he's going to be, like, the least suspicious. You know what I'm saying? But then again, just because he's unlocked at the beginning, possibly, doesn't mean anything. He could literally be the producer behind the whole thing because it was his way of, like, getting his feelings out there. And we won't know until we're down somebody else's route later on, because it's when you get down his route, it would be perfect. That's what he wants. You know what I mean? Kind of makes me want to try to get his first. Just see what happens, but we'll see. I don't know what we're going to do, so. I felt hot all over, and so was my face. When I realized it, I felt like tears were welling up. Is Tomose fine with this? Yes. It's such a cute little CG, though. Tomose finally moved his lips away. I took a few deep breaths. My mind was a complete blank. I think I was supposed to say a line after this in the script, but I didn't feel like looking. I couldn't look at Tomose straight, and I just tightened up my lips. Even if it's an act, Don't make that face. Oh. Tomose got closer to me again, and I stepped back in reflex. He seemed a little annoyed, and he whispered to me. Lips were right up to my ear. It can be anything. Just say a line. But... Want to do it again? I'll keep repeating it until my declaration reaches you. The drama won't end until you say the line. That's what Tomose meant. Although I couldn't agree to this, I started to read the line that showed on the display. Fine. I lose. I also, like, you. Oh, look at the little wistful look at his face. He's like, it's actually really pretty, but he almost looks like, man, I wish you were telling me this for real. Oh! This was just an act. Even Tomose was just playing his part. Yeah, but again, because it's true for him. It shouldn't have hurt me. Finish! I know that, like, those are supposed to be, like, scripted things, but I kind of almost wish that those were more, like, where they gave you little choices or little things to do that you could, like, so it'd be like, oh, you fucked up that scene. The ratings were, like, or, you know what I mean? Like, something for you to do where, like, it did affect, like, just the ratings, even if that really had no impact on the game at all. Like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter where it's like, oh, the ratings were only okay, or like, oh, those were stellar. You know what I mean? Where, like, your choices impacted the ratings and they made you kind of, like, actually interact in these scenes as opposed to just, you know, reading it, you know? Like, it would have been that would have been a very interesting way to kind of add to this. Like, you know? Wonderful! Please continue to make the drama exciting by including the improv you did just now. The holographic display popped up again and showed some more text. Total stream points 5. Stream points 5. Total stream points 5. There's the points. The number reflects your acting rating as a cast member. The ratings are all direct. It's a live stream, so the ratings will come immediately. Naturally, it's the viewers who rate you. Acting well is granted, but getting the viewers to enjoy it will be key to receiving higher points. Once you accumulate enough stream points, any wish of yours will be granted. And see, this is why it would be fun, because then you do better and you get, you know what I mean? Like, but I guess in that case, it doesn't, like, it would be weird because then you could get things earlier than you should. So, like, I see why they didn't, but I do kind of think it'd be fun to have the choices or little choices in this. Even if your wish is to return to your world, that would be fine. But a massive amount of points will be necessary, so I hope everyone cooperates to achieve your objectives. How many points? 5 million! Oh. You dragged us out here and you're now forcing us to act? This is insane. Why are you doing this? If you refuse to appear as cast or to do your act, you'll be the target of the punishment game. Punishment game? I don't know what that means, but it was a good choice to follow the directions in the drama. Yeah, you should have told us about that before we went into one. But is this... Are we gonna kill characters? Is this like a Tome Danganronpa? What the fuck? I'll say was probably right. Points can also be deducted, so I do not recommend this. By the way, if your point total is negative, you'll be disqualified as a cast member. Disqualified? Well, if that can let me quit the cast, then I'd prefer even that. I see. Then please view the actual stream of what happens when you're disqualified. I can't do this. Screen of the 10 displays all flipped simultaneously, and a girl's voice echoed, "She's gonna die." Is this a video? Oh my god. A single girl showed on the screen. She looked terribly exhausted and stood alone in a dark classroom. When I saw her face, my eyes opened widely. She wore the same uniform as me, but it was terribly dirty and her hair was messy. She held her right arm as if to protect an injury. It was my friend. I can't do anything alone. I can't. I just can't. Does that mean you're refusing to appear? I don't care. I'm not going to listen to you. I don't want to stay in this world any longer. I had enough. Unfortunately, your refusal to appear earns you 0 points and disqualifies you. After the director's declaration, a jarring screech was heard, and the girl seemed to collapse from bottom up as she vanished. Finally, it can end. Soon she vanished without a trace. Only silence remained. There was no one left there. Did she just get eaten into flames? Did she get fucking vaporized? Dead end. You are ejected from this world. You would think that there would be bad endings in this, where you could refuse to act or whatever and then just end up dead. But it doesn't seem like that there are any. And with tonight's program, the current period's cast have all been erased from this world. It's terribly unfortunate. Well, everyone, look forward to the next stream. Screen switches again. And now you've watched how a previous stream was. Hey, what happened to her? Did you... You know her. She's my classmate. Is this fake? Maybe it's special effects. Is that how you saw it? But why? I've forgotten about her until just now. It's like there's a hole in my memory. Interesting. Remember when... Didn't something happen in the very beginning of the game where, like, we said something about... Someone said something about, oh, they're new, they only just started. Remember, it was like, oh, they only just started this semester or something like that. And then they kind of, like, forgot about that. And I thought they were going to be talking about Abana, you know what I mean? Because we were like, I don't remember ever seeing him. You know? But... And if he's in a different class, sure, that makes sense. But it seemed a little suspicious, right? And then somebody, when we got into class, was like, oh, they just showed up recently or whatever. And I thought it was going to be Abana, but that never happened. But then when we were, like, looking at stuff, when we were going to look at the, you know, the itinerary for a trip or whatever, we're like, oh, this desk, oh, yeah, that's mine, it's empty. Maybe it's not empty, maybe somebody was there, but just like this, they were in the stream and now we don't remember them. Fucking weird! So nobody's looking for us because they somehow don't remember they exist right now. Or time has stopped somehow. Like, I don't know how that would be possible, but the moment I saw her, I remembered. I also remembered. Huh? She was my friend. She was in the next class, and we lent each other our textbooks and also went out to play. But why? Why did I forget until now? Interesting. Because when she's like, that's my friend, and I'm like, wouldn't you have noticed that girl was missing? Here's why. I felt confused. Friend I had completely forgotten. Why did I forget about her? What happened to her? When did she die? There was no funeral. When did my memory of her get erased? That's kind of fucked up. But remember our teacher was... It's our fucking teacher. No. Remember, like, oh, remember, don't download illegal information because I can fuck with you because it can, like, you can get viruses into your freaking watch band that can affect your actual body. So, like, your bangle can, like, fuck you up. Which kind of seems strange, but, like, okay, it's the future. So, like, that's what it is. Somebody is kidnapping all these people, but there's something about the bangles or something that it's like, then they just forget us? And maybe we've seen a stream, but we don't fucking remember. You know what I mean? Because everybody seems to know that these streams exist, but nobody's ever seen one, but maybe you have. And you just don't remember. Oh, weird. Weird! Weird time shit maybe going on. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's more like we're in a virtual world. Because, like, look where we are now. We're not in the house. I think everything's fucking virtual. Like, we're in some kind of VR fucking space. We're in a goddamn holodeck. And something about the information, like, superhighway in our bangles is fucking with people so they don't remember us if we die. Ooh. I don't know. I see. So you kill the uncooperative participants. The rumors say if you appear in the otherworld streams, you'll have a wish granted. But this is just a death game. It really is dating Danganronpa! Cool!
You call this place Arcadia. You imprison, threaten, and do as you please with us.
What do you like to do as I please with you? What? Never mind. Sorry. I knew there was something behind this. An actor who cannot act out a role is disqualified. I'm simply deleting them as a countermeasure. And the person's data and memory will be removed from the worldwide database and individual register. See? Man, technology is crazy. This is kind of awesome. This is some fucked up shit, but I'm here for it. Worldwide. You hacked into the database of the Information Management Bureau. Oh, no. That's like having your whole existence erased.
It's not just like it. Their existence is actually erased. Although I don't know if that's actually possible.
Don't treat someone's existence like it's nothing but data. We are nothing but data right now. Now do I have your understanding with regards to the stream? Next, this is about your regular lives here. And completely ignored. You sure are pushy. As you know, your bangles have been exchanged by us. It has all the features that will allow you to live normally. Also, just as a precaution, your current location is always tracked. If you try to leave the living quarters, the bangle and bouncer will sound a warning. An explanation caused me to remember what Akase said. Akase said there was an alarm after walking a certain distance. If you ignore the warning, you'll be disqualified, so please be careful. If you try to remove the bangle or destroy the bouncer, you'll also be disqualified. I hope you'll keep this in mind. Which one was Gilbo again? Which one was he again? He was the gray-haired one, right? I cannot remember yet, guys. What other actions will lead to disqualification? If there's any obstacle to the stream, you'll be warned. As long as you follow the warning, there'll be no problem. And if we don't obey, you'll kill us. The dead end equals deletion! I can't tell the difference.
Even if you can let us go. Oh. Even you can let us go if we get enough points. I'm playing the role of a cat.
Oh, wait.
Even if you can let us go if we get enough coins, I'm playing the role of cast at the risk of death. It doesn't seem fair.
As long as you follow the rules, you will not be harmed. The bangle will protect you from injuries, disease, and accidents, so I ask that you do not remove it. The same goes for the bouncer. It follows you automatically, but it isn't actually watching you as its name suggests. As a basic rule, sorry, wow. You're free to do anything, or rather, please assume that we'll provide support so your health and safety will be maintained. Okay, so maybe something was wrong with Ibana's arm. Remember, we were like, he was hiding it, and then all of a sudden, and it's fine again? We were like, maybe I was imagining it. But if the bangle can heal injuries, then something was wrong with his arm, and now that healed it. That could be what happened. Doesn't mean it's not sus, but I could explain that.
And that's not what I'm talking about.
Everyone's expressions dimmed. No more words of reproach came out. No one could speak. None of this was real. That's what they want it to be, but nothing seems to confirm it. The best way to accumulate points the fastest. Sorry, hold on. God damn it, you gotta be kidding me. I'm sitting here with my bird and I wanted to see something, but I can't use my mouse because my mouse died on me. And I'm trying not to disrupt him. I just wanted to see where we were time-wise.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
I want to see where we were time-wise, but and I always have my mouse sitting on my chair so I don't have to lean and disrupt him, but my mouse fucking died, so good job. He didn't really talk before. I wonder if he didn't think much of this. Or he's sus. It's not that there isn't a way out. However, let's add a special rule this time. That would make the stream much more interesting. First, let me reveal the secret to you. Among the 10 cast members, one of you is the producer of this stream. See, I told you. I mean, okay, I figured. Huh? I exclaimed in surprise. Everyone else must have been shocked because they shouted at the screen too. The producer has been among you from the beginning for surveillance purposes. Did you notice? And I feel like that's character 9, the last one we should unlock, which is why I don't want to accidentally do that route, say like the 4th one. You know what I mean? That would be kind of fucked up, so. The producer is here? And there's one of them is lying? We're not interested in your life or death. We just want excitement for the stream. Us. If you're able to find the producer, who is among you watching, all cast will be freed. Interesting. This is a one-time deal. Lucky you. For your information, all other streams until now also had one member hidden among them that was there for surveillance. However, not a single team found out and returned safely. Also, good fortune does not occur multiple times. You may only accuse the producer one time. If you accuse anyone besides the producer by mistake, the entire cast will be disqualified and dealt with accordingly. Producer, the person in charge of the Otherworld stream. In the context of the Otherworld stream, the producer wields all of the power. This producer is supposedly one of the 10 members. So, but that makes me feel like it's weird because, this is the plot, but at the same time, if you accuse the wrong person, remember, it's like Danganronpa, you accuse the wrong person, then you get a game over, and then you gotta go back through, and it's like, but there doesn't seem to be bad endings? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it was there's one ending per character, which means that's it. So, you romance a character, and then you either make it out, and you never find out who the producer is, or you find out after the first character, then that's not fun, you know what I mean? So, it would be like you were going to accuse someone and then you die. Well, but then you can't. You can't do it that way because it's not like in Danganronpa where there's a murder victim and the murderer each time and it's different. This is always the same, but so we're never going to accuse the producer, really. It's kind of like a weird plot point that they put in, because it makes you think, okay, I'm gonna have to act and we're gonna get points, but it really has no impact, whatever you're doing. And the producer thing doesn't really have impact probably till you get toward the end, because it's not like you're actually accusing anyone each time you go, each route. You know what I mean? Because otherwise that would ruin the whole thing. So, like, interesting. It would make, like, a really good, like, a game where you're actually, their stakes matter and choosing people and doing that. But it really doesn't in this. So it's, like, really weird. Like, interesting. It's strange in this context. Like, anyway. There is one more so-called wager. However, this is by our circumstances, so that'll be kept a secret from you. Well then, the Otherworld stream is prime entertainment. Love, hatred, sorrow, suspicion. Those are the spices of life, of drama. Utilize them all to provide satisfaction to the viewers. That is your job. Satisfy the viewers and accumulate points, and your wish shall be granted. Go ahead and strive to have your wishes granted. However, if you neglect that and your points go to 0, then you'll be disqualified. Disqualification is a dead end for you. Now then, everyone, continue to enjoy your life in this world. Good work today, everyone. It's been an unexpectedly long day. The stream will begin starting tomorrow, so be sure to do individual preparations. By the way, gathering the cast can be trouble, so it'd be much better if you immediately gave up on finding the producer. Life here can be quite nice. Farewell. There were no other announcements. The same 10 people gathered in the living room, and each of us... had different expressions as we stood in silence. You know, it'd be fun. We're the producer, and we didn't know. It was me all along. I brought you here to be my man harem. They're like, oh, I forgot. They're like, why didn't I remember? And the director's like, right, you told me to block that from your memory so you could play along. And you're like, oh, right. Be fucking hilarious, guys. No, the producer, the traitor, is among us. Akase was the one who broke the silence. He showed rage that I hadn't seen before. So there's one that snuck in among us and pretended to be the victim? If we already know there's a traitor, there's no way we won't find out. So name yourself, right now! Akase shouted in a fit of rage, and I knew how he felt. Everyone there shared the same circumstances, and then we found out that one of us was the culprit. No need to get so angry. It's natural to be angry, even if it's only been a short while. Someone here's been lying to our faces. Anyone would be irritated. See, Gilbu, like, is the most sus right now because he's very calm about it, but that's probably has nothing to do with it. You know what I mean?
And they aren't going to name themselves that easily.
And they're knowingly here despite being to blame. Huh. And then all of you are enemies. Please, calm down. The director could be lying to all of us. That's a very suspicious thing to say.
That's entirely possible that this is meant to get us to distrust each other.
If that's a lie, then there's nothing we can believe in anymore. What, if anything, can we trust? Suspicions and other emotions circled about. If fabricating discord was the aim from the start, then it was a success. It caused a rift among us as we tried to discover the traitor. What's going on here? Anger, sadness, confusion. We were overtaken by these emotions and made speechless. I felt so tired that I grabbed the back of a chair nearby and Tomose approached me. Are you all right? I remembered the drama and took a step backwards. When Tomose saw that, he pulled his arm away. Sorry, I'm fine. Tomose didn't have a choice but to act the part. I shouldn't keep thinking about it. I understood it in my head, but my heart couldn't keep up. It felt so awkward that I couldn't look at Tomose in the eye. I tried to gather my courage by getting the room's attention. I don't think we can solve anything the way we're going about it right now. It's already late. Let's discuss this tomorrow.
That's a calm way of thinking. You're right.
But either way, the producer isn't going to reveal themselves in this situation. You're right. I'm sorry. I got angry and just saw red. I'm not Abana, so I shouldn't do that. Hey. I said this earlier, but it can't be helped. We simply need some time to cool our heads for the moment. The oldest two gave their words of admonition, wow, and no one else objected. We still felt awkward as we went to bed in our individual rooms. Perfect place to end it. Everyone is so sus, but it's kind of interesting. Like, well, and here's the thing. So I really feel like you would think the producer would end up being on the information team, and that would be the locked character on the information team. But at the same time, the game would almost be silly to do that because it would be kind of like that would be the logical assumption. Oh, we have the cooking team, the cleaning team, and the information team, and you go to the information team, and then you do that first to find the answer and or like whatever. You know what I mean? Like if you did all 3 routes in the information team right away, you have a chance of figuring out who the producer is, second character. I mean, that could happen because if the producer's not in the information team, that was my thought process with the first part when I asked you guys your opinion. Like, it's kind of like, I don't want to find that out, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you knew, oh, okay, that character's the locked character in the information team, that's the one that you'd logically assume would probably be the producer. But the game would be smart to be like, nope, not. Or the producer is literally Tomose, right? Like, so he's one of the unlocked characters. You go down his route first, nothing happens, and then you find out more as you go. And like, this one of those locked characters isn't. It's just they have more plot heavy stuff, more like reveals maybe. But like, so they could do it anyway. Who knows? It's going to be kind of interesting. I kind of like the idea if like one of the locked characters isn't the producer. You know what I mean? Just because they're like, no, but if you go down this route, then you find out it's one of the first characters you dated. And you were thinking Tomose, I use him as an example because he seems like the least suspicious out of everybody because we know him. But that could make him the most suspicious, you know what I mean? And if he was the mastermind behind the whole thing, it'd be so fucking brilliant that you go down his route like, yeah, no, he's our childhood friend. We trust him, whatever. And then you find out it was him the whole time and you're like, what? We did your route first. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be fucking brilliant. Like, that's genius. Like, if it's fucking him, I'm gonna be so mad because, like, then I kind of ruined the whole thing. But who knows? Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.